I love football, and I'm kind of a bit simple like that. I like playing football. It's a good release. I don't play as much as I used to. I'm not as fit as I used to be, but I do like playing football every now and then, having a knockabout. And I like watching football. I've got a season ticket at Queen's Park Rangers, which I'm missing very much. And as I said, like I'm a big supporter of AFC Wounded as well, so I probably go to about 10 games to watch them each year. So that's the main release. More recently, I've got a lovely wife, and we like watching box sets on Netflix. Just bizarrely enough, really enjoyed The Crown. Wasn't expecting to, so that was great. Recommend that to anybody. The other thing that we do together, she works at a local charity, and she was involved in setting up or managing a food bank there. But then when COVID started, we pretty much took over, and I got involved with the food bank that she was running there, and it went from like 1 or 2 people really a week to serving 1,200 meals a month. That food bank throughout this year has been sort of like a bit of a passion for me. So it's a bit of a sort of politics community thing, but it's a great release, and I feel so happy at the end of the day after having worked with people to provide that kind of service for them, because there's so much need at the moment, and people are generally very, very nice around the area, and I think it's one of those things that when you can help, you should, but when you're when you need help, we'll be there to give you that help.
Can you is that always for you going to be a kind of a local enterprise, something that you get involved in because you've got the time and you're relatively nearby, or can you imagine doing that on a sort of bigger scene? There's growing need, there's need in lots of different places. Would you go to other places and help them set up food banks? Can you see that as something that will take up more and more of your time, or is it fulfilling its part now?
I think that the explosion in community services that we've seen through COVID, it isn't just in Merton, it's in a lot of places, and probably very well served. And I think it'd be kind of arrogant to say that what we've been doing is much better than what's being provided by other people. So I'm happy doing what I am at the moment. And also, it's one of those things that there's this argument about food banks, and this argument about the work that people like Marcus Rashford are doing. It's sort of like, you want to do it, but you're doing it because you want to stop needing to do it. And so I see more of a challenge around how do I stop doing it rather than how do I do more of it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. By which the charity is only necessary because people need the food, and if they had the food without the charity, then you wouldn't need to do what you were doing.
Yeah, that's right. And so, if the council and leading the council is my day job, then my day job is about making sure that people don't need me for the service that I provide in that spare, or help to provide in that spare time. I should say that I'm only one of many involved in the service where we are now. I don't want anybody suggesting that I'm getting a big muffin of boots.
This isn't meant to be derogatory in any way, but have you pursued any other careers? Have you got a job outside of politics, or anything else that's taken up your time?
Not really outside of, I mean, I could pretend that if you hadn't read my biography and say that I played inside left for QPR for 15 seasons, and I'm really offended that you didn't. I mean, that's the one that's been the sort of like, the dream time one. Now, I mean, from the election in 1997, I was just so involved that I sort of wrote to a Labour MP to ask them if I could work for them, and I did that. And I've been working on and off for MPs for a number of years. More recently, I've kind of got involved in sort of helping with press stuff and communications and things like that, and providing advice to sort of people, especially groups that want to build more housing. I've been involved in that for a little while, but politics has been kind of like the main thing, to be perfectly honest, apart from the fantasy world where I'm a footballer.
Is it definitely too late to be in the scoring the FA Cup final winning goal?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like in those dreams, I'm still in my early 20s, and I can still go past the defender without wheezing.